Ayo, it's the Renegade Master. Today, I'd like to inform you that on the 16th December 2024, Asic has decided to sue Hsbc Australia for failing to protect customers from impersonation scams, allegedly. Now, Asic is claiming that from the period of January 2020 to August 2024, there were 950 reports regarding unauthorized transactions accumulating losses of about $23 million. God damn, bro. And apparently $60 million of this accumulation of unauthorized transactions occurred in 6 months, from the period of October 2023 to March 2024. Asic is claiming that from at least January 2023, Hsbc Australia were aware of these unauthorized transactions that were occurring yet failed to deliver strategies to minimize or prevent damages from exceeding in an adequate manner, as there were apparently gaps in their fraud controls. Allegedly, a client got scammed of about $90,000 or more. Asic is also claiming that Hsbc Australia poorly executed obligations of the e-payments code. The example Asic provided was that on average, Hsbc Australia was taking 145 days to investigate customers' reports of unauthorized transactions. Before I continue, you're probably asking what the fuck is e-payments code? Here's a brief summary. E-payments code is a voluntary code that works alongside the Corporations Act 2001, particularly the Financial Services and Consumer Credit Licensing, Advice, Training and Disclosure Obligations, and the National Consumer Credit Protection Act 2009. E-payments code plays an important role in the regulation of electronic payments facilities in Australia. It applies to consumer electronic payment transactions including ATM, EFTPOS, credit card transactions, online payments, internet, and mobile banking, and BPay. Unfortunately, this ain't the end of Asic's claim, as they are also claiming that Hsbc Australia failed to restore full access to customers' bank accounts in a promptly manner, claiming that on average it took 95 days for customers to gain full access to their accounts. Allegedly, one customer didn't have full access to their accounts for 542 days, which is about 1 year, 5 months, and 25 days. On the February 2nd, 2024, SCAMWATCH released a scam alert on the Hsbc Australia impersonation scam. In fact, also, Asic's Deputy Chair, Sarah Court, said, and I quote, "We allege Hsbc Australia's failings were widespread and systemic, and the bank failed to protect its customers." And just to throw in a fact out there, to show as bad as this may appear towards Hsbc Australia, scams are international and can happen from everywhere. As you can tell, this is some foreshadowing as according to the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, in 2023, we Australians lost $2.74 billion to scams. Alright, enough of the tea. What are the accusations Asic is alleging against Hsbc Australia? From January 2020, Hsbc Australia failed to have adequate systems and processes to ensure that significant, widespread or systemic non-compliance with its obligations to investigate reports of unauthorized transactions within specified time frames and to promptly reinstate banking services to customers who reported unauthorized transactions. And from 1st January 2023 to 1st June 2024, Hsbc Australia failed to have adequate controls for the prevention and detection of unauthorized payments. So to summarize whatever the fuck that meant, basically Hsbc Australia failed to provide a system that was suitable for customers and failed to regularly maintain them. Examples could be getting a specialist to ensure Hsbc Australia systems were fail-safe, or at least going through regular maintenance to ensure stability. They apparently also failed to have compliant procedures to investigate reports in a prompt and professional manner, so that customers could regain full access to their accounts as soon as possible. Hsbc Australia failed to do all things necessary to ensure that the financial services covered by its Australian Financial Services Licence were provided efficiently, honestly and fairly in contravention of its obligations under 912A(1)(a) of the Corporations Act 2001. Hsbc Australia failed to do all things necessary to ensure that the credit activities authorized by its credit license were engaged in efficiently, honestly, and fairly in contravention of its obligations under 47(1)(a) of the National Consumer Credit Protection Act 2009. Goddamn. So what is Asic seeking? They are seeking declarations of contraventions pecuniary penalties, adverse publicity orders, and costs. Let's end on a lighter note, shall we? As there is a silver lining to all of this. On November 7th, 2024, new legislation was introduced to Parliament to establish a new scam prevention framework, establishing obligations on entities in designated sectors such as the financial services industry and the sectors within it, to prevent, detect, disrupt, report, and respond to scams and to form effective governance systems. Lastly, as this video is regarding scams, Asic does have a website called MONEYSMART, which helps give a guideline on protocols you can use to minimize the chances of getting scammed. Also visit SCAMWATCH's website for a more in-depth dive on resources and strategies to prevent damages suffered from scams exceeding. Both will be linked in the caption below. And as always, join us as we are just getting started on our renegade.